But let's talk about the different states. Let's take water, H2O. How many are familiar with water? Okay, good. We're together. What some people would call the fourth state, I'm going to call the first state. In its most disorganized state, in its most at highest energy levels, it would be in plasma. What you have, oxygen, I'm going to use oxygen molecules here as a blue dot. I'm going to use hydrogen atoms as a yellow dot. And if we have a scattering of disassociated oxygen atoms and disassociated hydrogen atoms, we have what's called a plasma, because each of the elements of this thing have an electric charge. Collectively, it may balance to zero, but the individual blue things are positively charged. The individual yellow things are negatively charged, okay? So now, as you start to compress this a little bit, you get a gas, and that's where these things are linked. The molecules of H and 2 O's have existence as a unit, but they're free to flow. That's why it's gaseous. I want to back up so you understand. The plasma is not gas. It's what we might call ionized gas. It consists of electrical things that are fluid, if you will. Gas is electrically neutral. And of course, as gas cools down, you get a liquid called water, right? And as that water starts to freeze, you have a solid. And by the nature of the water has some peculiarities I don't get into here in terms of its crystalline structure, but most of you realize that there is a six-fold structure intrinsic to the geometry of the molecules. Okay, but the point I want to get at here that most of us in school learned matter has three states: solid, liquid, and a gas. Wrong. There's a fourth state. I'm showing it here as the first state for some reasons, because it really is the first state, and that is plasma. Don't confuse most press articles, most magazine articles, people who are not in the know will confuse plasma as simply a gas. No, it has behavior unique to itself because it's electrical, not just gas. So these things are four states of matter, not three. And entropy, randomness, is maximized in plasma. Order, specificity, tightness is at the other extreme. That's what makes it solid. This feels solid, okay? If this was ice, it would be solid until it warmed up enough to melt. Then it becomes liquid. And then if it gets warmer, it finally turns into steam. And ultimately, it turns into a plasma. And we'll talk more about that on another occasion.